It's my business to know what other people don't know. And that's by Sherlock Holmes, one of the greatest detective ever was there. And the reason I say that is because to a great mind, nothing is little. Now, let me ask you this, guys. Have you ever felt, while having a conversation with someone or even a patient, you kind of have lost them, right? It's almost like the wind came and blew their attention away. Now, if you have ever attended one of my seminars, right, you would have learned that there are three ways of communicating. And if you were to master these three ways of communicating, you can become one of the most influencing person in the world. And these three V's, as I call them, is what we call visual way of communicating, the vocal way of communicating, and the verbal way of communicating. The visual way of communicating, which is what we speak about, body language, right, generally speaks first before anyone opens their mouth. You must have heard about what we call major and micro expressions. And these things says a lot on what they are thinking before they even voice it out. So it is important to know these kind of micro expressions and major body language expressions, because if you were to learn them, you would pick up so much about a person's way of thinking, person's way of feeling, and person's way of behaving, even before they voice it out. Now, when you lost the attention of your listener, right, there are certain cues you can pick up to let you know the loss of your listener's interest. And today I wanted to share here with you the six clues that you can pick up, the six kind of the body language or the non-verbal skills, as we call it, that you can pick up, that you can know that you've lost your listener. The first one being fidgety feet, right? When you're talking to someone and the feet starts moving uncontrollably or kind of moving around, left and right, or there's sometimes you look at the feet, they were talking to you, and suddenly the feet are pointing towards the door. If there's a door near you, if they're pointing towards the door, that usually means that you have lost their interest. That was number one. Number two, something called REM. You must have heard of that, rapid eye movement. So when you're talking to them and they keep blinking their eyes and the eye starts moving quite a bit, that's also a sign that you have possibly lost their interest. The other one is what we call the hand windmill. Have you heard of this? The hand windmill means like, come on, get on with it. Come on, get on with it, right? If anyone even just says, even without voicing them, means get on with it, right? You've kind of lost their interest. The fourth one being what we call the phone check. While you're talking to them, they pull out their phone, and it's almost like they might just look at you and go and nod around, but they're more focused on what the phone is. That's also a sign where they have lost your interest. The other one is what we call the shoulder gaze, means that almost they're talking to you, but their eyes are kind of over your shoulder, as if they're interested in something else happening somewhere else. So keep that in mind too. Anytime you're speaking to someone and they are looking kind of across your shoulder, they have started losing interest or focus in what you're saying. And the last one, number six, being what we call the story hijack, means that they are tempted to finish your sentences very quickly, whatever you say, and they just finish it, right? And that is what we call the story hijack. So these are the six cues or clues that if you ever see them when you're communicating with someone, your team member, your family member, or even your patients, right? And if you see any of these cues, understand that they are losing interest, they're losing focus, they're losing attention on what you are saying. So you may want to stop at that moment in time when you see that clue, and you may want to ask them, hey, Mr. or hey, Mrs. Jones, or hey, Peter, or hey, Sarah, um, is there something you want me to clarify? I mean, or are you with me so far? Are you understanding this? Is there something you want me to shine more light on? So stop and then get their focus back, get their attention back. And that is the six clues or cues I want you to keep in mind, and that will help you get back the attention and the focus of your listener. Take care, guys. Have a smashing day. It's Kinar here.